This is Glenn Marston with Tech Geek Fact. I wrote this commentary article about further Apple product announcements. Number 8, September 20th, 2018. Chip shrink could dictate Apple upgrades. Series, Apple's Absentees. Part 1 of 2. At its September 12th product event, Apple limited its major announcements to a redesigned Apple Watch and a Big 3 iPhone X series. An important part of production will focus on the A12 Bionic processing chip. This is the first chip Apple has designed for fabrication at a size of 7 nanometers. Often, reductions in fab size result in production bugs that take time to work out. The challenge is that Apple needs to reach full production right away, having begun before the September 12th announcement. Such tight timing is required to meet demand for the new phones and to do so within the holiday season that ends with the year. The production pressure makes a gap before announcing additional A12 devices wise. It allows the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which makes these chips for Apple, to work out any kinks that arise in early production. Once TSMC can ensure production that meets iPhone demand, Apple will be free to introduce more A12-based hardware. The next new product with an A-series chip should be the iPad Pro in both sizes with an expanded processor, the A12X Bionic. Indeed, Guilherme Rambo found, quote, iPad 2018 Fall in a code string within the new iOS 12.1 beta when it released Tuesday. Rambo reported his find on the 9to5Mac website. Apple has much to upgrade on the iPad Pro, if only to bring it in line with features of the iPhone XR, iPhone XS, and the iPhone XS Max. It needs Face ID and the ability to unlock when in landscape mode, in addition to portrait mode. Reducing the bezels in the manner of the 10 series iPhones would allow a larger screen, say 11 inches, in a body the size of last year's 10.5-inch iPad Pro. The 12.9-inch iPad Pro should fit in a more compact body. If the third generation iPad Pro follows precedent from previous generations, its A12X Bionic chip would have increased general and graphic processing power through an expanded CPU and GPU. The June 2017 second-generation iPad Pro A10X chips use 3 high-power CPU cores and 3 low-power cores versus 2 each in the iPhone 7's A10. The GPU has 12 cores versus 6 cores in the A10. Tech Insights identified fabrication of the A10X as the first of Apple's 10-nanometer chips produced by TSMC. The first-generation iPad Pros, announced June 2015 at 12.9 inches and March 2016 at 9.7 inches, used the A9X chip. It had a dual-core CPU, as did the A9. It also had a 12-core GPU compared to the 6-core GPU of the A9 and the iPhone 6s. Apple increased memory bandwidth of the A9X to meet the demands of the large GPU. Apple Watch's S4 chip. For the Apple Watch, last year's S3 processor was a system in a package. This modular housing of integrated circuits included a dual-core Apple application processor, as did earlier versions, except the single-core processor of the original S1 SIP. Apple limited its S4 information September 12th to the fact that the processor is 64-bit for the first time. Apple said it doubled the processor speed without affecting battery life. Unless Apple releases manufacturing or design details for the S4, or others such as Tech Insights tear down the watch and find a different processing arrangement, there is no reason to assume that it contains a 7-nanometer TSMC chip in the manner of the A12 Bionic. As such, the Series 4 watch would not affect production of the A12 iPhone chip or rollout of additional A12-based products. Another event. On the September 13th episode of the Upgrade podcast, Mike Hurley suggested an event October 16th, quote, because the iPhone XR ships on the 26th. So, I reckon they will have more products to ship on that day.
I'm going to take a guess here. I reckon the event's going to be on October 16th because the iPhone XR ships on the 26th. So I reckon they will have more products to ship on that day.
Hurley's suggestion fits well from a scheduling standpoint. 5 weeks following the iPhone event and 1 week before iPhone XR shipment. The final determinant, however, is likely to be the state of TSMC's A12 Bionic chip for the new iPhones. When production is strong and ready, the next stage of Apple product releases will have cleared an important requirement. Thanks for listening. Find more articles at techgeekfact.com. Talk to you then.